And we're live. Welcome, everybody, to this last edition of the Pressure Cooker. Lakers season is basically over. This game doesn't even really have much pressure to it, but we are going to finish this season strong, or semi-strong, strongish, strongishly, as I am an English major. So the Lakers are currently down 113-299. Malik Monk with the ball on the left side. 4 minutes and change to go here, and this one is basically done. Lakers played tonight without LeBron, without Anthony Davis, and without Russell Westbrook. The Warriors tonight played without Steph Curry. Draymond and Clay both did play. The line on this one is, I believe, 14. It is a 14-point game right now. So if you are into that part of the proceedings, then you are certainly still watching this. Lakers get a turnover. Lakers are probably going to have to play basically perfectly from here on out in order to make it a game. THT just gets fouled, 113-99. Quick note on THT. I don't know that he's going to be on the Lakers next year. I'm not positive. Malik with an incredible block there on Maple Jordan. But I don't know if THT is going to be on the Lakers next year. I'm not. If I had to bet, I'd probably say he isn't. But if he is on the Lakers next year, one thing they're really going to have to figure out with him is some way for him to get easier shots over the course of a game, because everything he is taking seems like it's off of the dribble. Everything that he is taking is just tough shot, multiple moves, multiple dribbles, having to go by somebody, get to the rim and finish at it. He needs to, next year, and it'll be easier to do next year because, the thought would be that he would play more time with LeBron without somebody like Russell Westbrook on the court. But they need to get him some easier shots and teach him which situations he would be getting those easier shots in. And that's something that's seriously going to have to improve. Looks like they just called a charge on Stanley Johnson. Yeah, probably right call. Draymond goes straight up. Johnson dives into him. Johnson appears to kind of tweak his elbow at the end of this thing. Just stay healthy. I would imagine we've seen the last of Anthony Davis and the last of LeBron James this year. But we'll see. LeBron has to play in 2 more games to be eligible for the scoring title. Frank Vogel said before the game, though, even if they were still in contention, LeBron wouldn't have been ready to play. Physically, that left ankle sprain apparently really bothering him. It's going to be interesting. It's funny. People have a hard line take, it seems to be, on LeBron either finishing the season trying to go for that scoring record or not. I can't get myself to care, to be completely honest. I will say, though, like in terms of public perception, if LeBron sat for the last couple games and then returned just in time to get that scoring title, I could see why that would ruffle some feathers with Lakers fans. Even though, it might just be that was the timeline that he was on. I could see why some would kind of take that. But the other thing, too, is it's LeBron, and people are going to be as stupid about everything regarding LeBron as they can possibly be. So if he wants a scoring title and he wants to pursue it, I'm not going to hold that against him. Doing that at 39 is pretty ridiculous. And if he wants that feather in his cap, then I am nobody to tell him that is not something he should pursue. All right, 113-101. Golden State has the ball. Lakers have to play pretty much perfectly from here on out. I'm going to set the magic number at 114, and they are now at 115. So now is where it gets interesting for those of you who bet on this thing. 14-point spread here heading into the game. I'm not sure if that changed right before it or anything. 14-point spread at home without Steph. Oof. THT just airballed a floater. Oh, there you go. See, here's a nice, easy look. His arms are just so long. All right. 115, 103, 2.5 minutes to go here. Net is all kind of screwed up. That's what the kids call cookies. I'm not sure if the kids even still call it that. I'm curious. Do kids still call them cookies? I haven't been a kid in 30 years. Huh. Alexis pointing out this is THT's career high. I think he's sitting at either 31 or 33 now. I don't think it's a coincidence that all of the games that THT has looked his best, Russell Westbrook was not heavily featured. Yeah, 33 for THT tonight, 13 of 25 shooting, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. I mean, this has been something we talked about all year with THT, where he just isn't a good fit next to Russell Westbrook. And, he just continued to show out every time Russ wasn't available, or every time they were able to stagger their 2 minutes or their minutes where those guys weren't on the court at the same time together. It's just unfortunate that, it was another spot. Harrison and I just recorded a pod, we just released 2 podcasts tonight. And one of the points that I made is that, like, basically everything that went wrong for the Lakers this season can be traced in some way, shape, or form to Russell Westbrook, which is, like, not out of the ordinary for somebody making that amount of money. And one of the, I think, biggest ill effects of this season was Russ's impact on THT, and that the Lakers just have, like, they don't know. They're going to have to make a decision on Russ this year. They don't know what they're going to do they're going to make a decision. The decision on Russ is already made, but they're going to have to make a decision on Talen Horton-Tucker, and there's no way to know what this guy is best at, what this guy needs to do in order to be successful, if the Lakers can provide him a situation where he can be successful. Man. All right, the Warriors are now fouling to get some of their guys out of the game, so Poole goes to the bench. Moses Moody enters the game. Juan Toscano Anderson is now in. Anderson. Alexis, call what cookies? Cookies, when I was growing up, picking somebody's pocket, right? Either they kind of cross over in front of you, you pick it, the ball dribbles behind their back, and you go out and take it from them. That used to be cookies. I don't know if the kids still call that cookies. THT with another 3. That's 36 points now for THT. Yeah, I don't know. I want to buy in on THT. But at this stage of his career, it seems like he might be heading towards, for at least a decent chunk of his career, good stats, bad team. Alexis, I don't think they call them cookies anymore. Yeah, I thought they, I wonder when that changed. Young people. When did that change? Youths. You youths out there. When did that change? I have no idea. All right. 121 to 106, 15-point game here now. So if you bet on the Warriors, you want this score to hold. I don't know if it will, though. There won't be free throws. I think this is the big stop. So if you're rooting for the Warriors to cover, this is the stop you need. They come down, they score on this one, and it's probably about wrapped up. You want them to score slowly, though. Slow down. I didn't bet on them, just to be clear. Oof, there's your cover. If you bet on the Warriors, a 3 to make it an 18-point game here, 119 to go. The Lakers would probably have to score on both of their possessions here to ruin that bet. You get free throws, clock stopped. This is basically all we're watching for at this point. Whether or not those who bet on the Warriors at plus 14 will cash their bets. Or if you bet on the Lakers to cover, given that the Lakers were going to actually employ people tonight who care, still, missed free throw, that ends it. That'll do it. Warriors bettors will win this one. All right, 124, 106, a minute and 12 to go in this, the final pressure cooker of the season. I'm not positive that it's the last one. This is the last one of the Lakers season. My bosses, I think, are going to wind up asking me to do this for the occasional playoff game. If so, we will let you know what the plans on that is. One thing I'm thinking about doing is sending out formal applications to different fan bases on which team I should root for in the postseason. And make it all about me, because that's what this is about. Wenyen Gabriel steps to the line, makes both of his free throws, 124 to 108, 1 minute to go here. You got one possession probably for each of these two teams where they are going to shoot. Lakers do not get a stop, and that will do it. 126 to 108. Lakers are going to come down, take a shot. I would say probably relatively quickly, or not. THT's still trying. He's going to get to 40, I think. Let's look at some stats here before we get up out of here. So looking at these numbers, you look at them. Stanley Johnson, 8 points in 34 minutes, 2 of 7 from the field, not ideal. Dwight Howard, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from three-point range. Shot something like 63% from three-point range this year on like 13 attempts. So good job by Dwight. Malik Monk, 8 of 17, 24 points. Talen, 39 on 28 field goal attempts. Let's see if they give him the ball here to go for 40. Gary Payton II making sure that THT doesn't get the ball here to go for 40. Reeves has it. Such a bummer of a season. It's just hard to really know if this is fixable. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, over the course of the offseason, but there is so much that they have to do. Ooh, Talen got fouled. He will step to the line to go for his 40th and 41st point of the night. And then Golden State can dribble out the clock, and they will cover. Oh. THT misses the first. Come on, make this one. Get to 40. Screw it. There it is. 40-point night for Talen Horton-Tucker. And that will do it. Golden State's going to win 128 to 112. I'm Anthony Irwin on this, the last pressure cooker of the season. I want to thank you guys for tuning in as often as you did. I had an absolute blast doing these things with you, whether we had guests on, whether we didn't, whether we wrapped up with a Q&A with you guys. All along, this has been a really, really fun ride. And I look forward to doing more of them either in the postseason from a perspective of an outsider, or certainly next year when we get back to basketball games that will matter. Until then, I'm Anthony Irwin. This has been The Pressure Cooker. We'll talk to you soon.